The third floor of Parliament buildings have been very busy considering all of the possibilities that could possibly be sold to the voting public as semi-credible ways of paying for Labour's big spending promises. Whoops, did I say semi-credible? I think I meant incredible, or hardly credible, or not credible at all. Let's just reflect on the big spending promises that Labour has already put on record. On an annual basis, they will need to pay for the $5,000 tax-free threshold for everybody paying tax, the GST of only fresh fruit and vegetables, $1.5 billion for that lot. Add to that not implementing our KiwiSaver changes or our Working for Family changes which would make those schemes sustainable, I might add, implementing an R&D tax credit. They're going to put money into the super fund already. They're going to not adopt the mixed ownership model. $4.5 billion each year that will cost. Boy, it's really easy to overspend when your policy is get us back into government no matter what, at any cost, at all cost, because, and they want to be back in government, you know why? Because they believe that they know better how to spend the taxpayers' money than anybody else. New Zealanders are not stupid. They know that before you spend money, you've either got to earn it, borrow it, or take it off somebody else that's got some. Three choices. Well, Labour have discarded option number one. Waiting until it's earned before they spend, it's never been their practice. They're galloping towards a socialist ideal of redistribution of wealth. They've undertaken not to do the borrowing thing, mainly because they've painted themselves into a corner, accusing us of borrowing too much during the recession. So that leaves taking money off people who have some. A capital gains tax seems to have been a winner in the raffle of options. I'm sure that it looked like a good idea at first glance, because after all, when you stoke up the fires of politics of envy, anyone who can afford 2 properties, or more than just a house when it comes to assets, should have money taken off them. So, under a capital gains tax, they're going to have a 15% tax on, well, actually it's going to have to be on an accrual basis, but in fact they're only talking about taking that off when they sell it. Whoops! Somebody hit the wrong button on the calculator, because to get to $4.5 billion it'll need to be 30%. Whoops again, it'll need to be all asset classes. And then whoops again, it's not going to happen overnight, it's not going to happen in 1 or 2 or 3 years, it's going to take 15 years. So, oh no, what are Labour going to do now? If it's going to take 15 years, they're back to the drawing board. What? Oh no, they've already released the information. Unofficially, of course. So what will they do now? What Labour need to do is accept that the financial gurus on the third floor, that's the Cunliffe, Parker, Gough and Mallard team, have scored an own goal. Yes, they have scored an own goal and they did it before kick-off. That must be a record. Had they taken a few more moments before they leaked their mighty plan, they might have noticed that actually National's done some really good work in this area. We've actually changed the settings, the policy settings around the poor policy that did contribute to a housing and debt boom and unbalance the economy. We already moved to make rental property less attractive as an investment, and also to make sure that those property investors paid a fair share of the tax. Back in Budget 2010, we tightened the settings considerably, and our Finance Minister today at question time certainly outlined those. So I say, look out any New Zealander who owns shares, family farm, the batch, the investment property. The Labour thinks you are the dream answer to them getting back on the Treasury benches. Look out, you're in their sights. But on the 26th of November, New Zealanders will make that stark choice about looking forwards with National, backwards with Labour. That's right. It'll be a competitive economy we focus on, a competitive tax structure. Our kids will want to stay in New Zealand. It's a plan that invites New Zealanders home, sees our economy grow, sees everyone better off, and that's a plan for New Zealand.
The time for this debate has expired. I call on